Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, y'all. You can call me Elle, and this is my perspective. Okay, so today I want to talk about another experience that I had when I was in Merida, Mexico. So I am one of those people that really love healthy things, right? So I had gone and I experienced having colonics done in Merida, Mexico. And around that time, I had gone to Centro. I love to go to Centro. That is where we get my chaya, which is the green leaf. It's like think of like a tree spinach or something. It grows its leaves from a tree. Many of you may know like the chaya drink, which is really good. But this is where I would go to get my chaya, the leaves, and I would clean them, saute them, and eat them. And other greens that I would get, fruits as well, and sometimes the vegetables, like if I'm trying something new. Now, also in Central, they have different markets where you can get different things, and I would go there to also get some herbs. And I know some herbs, but I don't know all the different kinds of herbs. But many of us know about senna. Senna, a lot of people will do senna tea. Back in the United States, senna tea is just something like if you've heard of Smooth Move, that is the name of a tea. It basically helps you go boo boo, right? And so, I had gotten some senna from the Central Market, and I had gotten something else when I was in Central. Um, something. It's blue. It's something blue, azul. Yeah, I can't think of what it was. And then I got something else. So I had gotten different types of herbs, and I would try to see, what they do and all the things. And so senna was one of the ones where it's like, I know what this does. The others didn't really know what they did, but I was willing to, try them out because that's what I do. I don't mind trying out different herbs. Now with the senna, he had told me, so the man who was there is an herbalist, and so he'll tell you, how often to take it, how to take it, all those things, and whatever the case is. But again, I'm used to senna tea, and so I knew to just make it in tea form, and I would take it that way. Boiling the leaves, and I boil mine for longer than what people say because it takes a minute sometimes when you're trying to get the benefits out of different herbs, especially that are dried. So when I went, hold on, I'm going to share my screen at the same time. So when I went to the market, I get the herbs and I do make the tea. This video that I'm about to show you is the herbs. Uh, it wasn't even a month after the fact. I am hearing this noise and I'm like, what is this noise? I'm not sure what the noise is, but it was a very faint noise. And I was like, oh no. So I'm looking like the place isn't like everything has its space place and nothing should be making noises where I'm hearing noises. And then I look and I see all these bugs. Like, can y'all see? Hold on, because I didn't move my little mousey thingy. But like if you look, you see all the bugs, they're all over this thing. So this bag is a bag of herbs. There's another bag, and there's different herbs, there's different bags of different things, but it's in a bigger bag. So these bugs are not getting out, but I heard them. And I'm like, okay, so you have to definitely be mindful of getting herbs from the herb shop because like those herbs literally had bugs all on them. Clearly, they had the eggs all on them. I did not know that. I had been having that. I have been consuming those leaves for senna tea. I had only done it maybe two or three times, but still at the end of the day, they clearly had something going on with them. And for those of you who are probably like, okay, well, you should have put it in the refrigerator or something like that. Yeah, don't come at me like that. Like I know how to store herbs and no, I didn't have a mason jar. I usually like to store my herbs in mason jars. But yeah, it was yeah, those were dirty herbs. Those were dirty herbs. I consumed some dirty herbs. I do understand that because I did boil them and let them be in the boiling water. for a long time that any eggs that were likely on them were killed. And then I did strain it as well. So I was just drinking water. But still, at the end of the day, like that's nasty. So be mindful of where you're getting your herbs. Also, at that herb shop. So I am not in the United States, and I get that. I know that I was in Merida, Mexico. That particular shop, like all of their herbs were kind of open and exposed type thing, kind of like when you go in the United States and you're going to a spice shop. So if you've ever been to some of these spice shops, their spices are like open and exposed. And I try to be a big girl, but I'm like, you know what? Since we are in the United States, let me just get something that's already packaged up and not open air type quality thing. And so that was not open air. Let me say it like this. It was open air, but it wasn't open air. So it was open air, but he did have some packages that were already pre-packaged, but I know that it came from the bigger supply, if that makes sense. So again, just be mindful of your herbs and where they're coming from. In the United States, I get from specific companies, especially with my herbs. I buy from specific companies, and those companies are like they tell you that they've cleaned them, they've done the things that they're supposed to do, and then they store it appropriately and then send it to you once it gets X amount of year, once amount of age. Once it becomes a certain age, then you can watch their site. They'll usually put it on clearance and let you know it's because this is our older stock. And we need to get rid of this because we're not trying to sell this to our customers. And so it's that kind of thing that I'm used to. But I do also understand, and it is something that I did want to experience. I wanted to experience, how um, people buy their herbs, use their herbs, and do the things in Merida, Mexico, since that's where I was. And, that's where I plan to live. And at that time, I was living there. But again, I saw the bugs. I heard them first, and then when I realized and narrowed down where they were coming from, I was like, "Oh hell no," And so I was a little frustrated. I was glad that every time I use herbs, I still fold the bag down. That one was stapled, so I wasn't able to staple it back because who walks around with staplers? Like, so I wasn't able to staple it back or anything, but it was folded back down and then still inside of another bag. So they're sealed, their bags inside of a bag. So it's not just open and exposed. I know nothing got into it once I had them. I know that it is something that it was pre-laid eggs by the time I got them. So it was just, be mindful of those things. Take the proper steps. It does make you feel some kind of way we know that in the United States, we're getting hair in our food. We probably have food that has been exposed to rodents and all the things in these plants. We have all these recalls, plants as in manufacturing plants. We have all these recalls. We have all the things going on with our food. So it's there, it's a thing. But to know that, hey, it's a possibility, but then to see the bugs like in the herbs that you was, yeah, that's a whole different thing. So again, just be mindful, or if you I guess if you really, really do want the herbs, then I guess you could put them in the refrigerator to see how that goes. But I don't put my herbs in the refrigerator. So I do know that I will definitely keep an eye out. I really did want to experience some herbs, just like I went to a metaphysical shop that they had there. I went to quite a few the shops. Metaphysical, I think they had one that was more like a witch shop. Some other shop, I went to all those that were like in their central area, and then I went to another one that wasn't in the central area just to look around and see what they got, if have anything. And then I did purchase some things from there, those places, but those are things that you would not consume. So yeah, just be mindful, guys. Beware, be mindful, especially if you are into like the healthy things like I am, the different herbs. Just be mindful that they may not be as clean as what you are used to. If it doesn't bother you, boil it, do what you got to do, and be on your way, put the herbs somewhere, keep them sealed so that if they do start hatching and stuff, you don't have, an outbreak of bugs in your home. If you don't mind bugs, then I mean, I guess, different strokes for different folks, but that ain't me. So yeah, just beware. But it was still nice, it was a nice experience. Would I go back and buy herbs from there again? Hell no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would just be like, okay, when I come back to the United States, I'd have to find a way to get herbs from one place to the other. I've done it to for my other trips, to whatever country, whether yeah. So, yeah, I've done it before. And even when I did, yeah, let's just say that I've brought in some herbs because, like I said, I'm an herb person. I like taking herbs. I like brewing herbs. I like steeping, yeah, just that. And then who doesn't? Okay, maybe a lot of people don't. But, go when you go places, take your elderberries with you. Take your elderberries so that way, if you feel like you're about to get sick or you are feeling sick or whatever the case is, temperature changes, you got some elderberry tea that you can make. And yeah, so yeah, just me messing around and I wanted to try some senna tea and see what it was. And, just to say that I've had herbs and the experience of buying the herbs there. It was nice because again, with them being an herbalist, he's going to ask the different questions. What's going on? What are you looking for? Do you need help with this? And then, like, he's going to hand it to you or whoever was there, because there was a female as well, will ask if you know how to take it. If you don't know how to take it, they'll write down the instructions as well as tell you the instructions. But I was like, write it down too. So they told me and also wrote down because by the time I finished all the stuff I was doing, I wasn't gonna remember what he told me to do. So, do that. And then they would tell you to take it for X amount of time and then don't take any more, take a break type thing, which is, again, common with herbs, especially your stronger herbs. And then, the way that Senna works, you do need to make sure that you are loving on your colon and give yourself that break and don't take Senna like that. Like, y'all have other means that you use to take you to the bathroom. But yeah, just if you're messing around with things, just be mindful that the herbs there may come with bugs as well. And again, with the fresh herbs and fresh things that I was getting in the other part of the market, I didn't mind because I'm washing on my own. Like I'm washing. But with dry herbs, I'm not gonna sit there and wash dry herbs. Like that's not a thing. Um, so yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, y'all put it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will chat with y'all later. Bye, yeah.